In this lecture, I will start by understanding what is a budget line. More precisely, we are going to talk about how does a budget line affects your consumption choices. Now, first of all, we want to go ahead and understand what is a consumption choice set. As the word explains itself, a consumption choice set is collection of all consumption choices available to the consumer. Usually, because I talk about two axes, I talk about x1 and x2, or x-axis and y-axis. Most of the time, the consumption choice set that you will come across will be two-dimensional. So, it would be like saying that, I want 1 unit of chips and I want 5 units of chocolate. That's the consumption set I have. Or my consumption set can be 5 units of tea followed by 3 units of coffee. That can be my consumption set. So, whenever I write consumption sets, that is 3, 3, 5, 0, 0, 8, 9, 7, 6, 3, all of these are consumption sets. This is the number of units of good 1, number of units of good 2, good 1, good 2, good 1, good 2, good 1, good 2, good 1, good 2. So that is how we define a consumption choice set. However, we can also generalize this consumption choice set. What do I mean by generalization? By generalization, I mean that we can increase the number of goods in the consumption choice set. In that case, it will be difficult to present this on a graph because I will have so many axes, but it can be done. So I can say that I want 1 unit of good 1, 5 units of good 2, no unit of good 3, 8 units of good 4, 7 units of good 5, and so on. In general terms, I can go ahead and say that I want x1 units of good 1, x2 units of good 2, x3 units of good 3, x4 units of good 4, and so on. All these are ideal examples of consumption set. Now, the question that then arises is what constrains a consumption choice set? So I understand that, I can go ahead and consume whatever I want to. But then what is helping me constrain that? The constraint happens due to the budget line, time, and other resource limitations. So you have to understand that so you can I can tell you what stops you from taking a BM followed by taking a big bungalow followed by taking something else also, a good wardrobe or full dresses. You'll tell me it's my income. I have a limited amount of money. I have limited income that can be spent on this, or this. That is exactly the concept of budget constraint. What constrains what you want is your own budget, is your own income. So now let's go ahead and try and understand what is a budget constraint. A consumption bundle containing x1 units of good 1, x2 units of good 2, and so on till xn units of good n is called a consumption bundle. So this is my consumption bundle generally, where I'm consuming some units of good 1, some units of good 2, and so on. This becomes my consumption set or consumption bundle. I have certain prices also. This, this is also known as a price vector. What is a price vector? When I write prices like this, P1, P2, P3, so on till Pn. P1 is the price of good 1. P2 is the price of good 2 and so on. Pn is the price of good n. So this becomes my commodity prices. Now, what is the consumption bundle? When is the consumption bundle affordable at these prices? Please understand what we are saying. Suppose I tell you, very important, suppose I tell you, you purchase 5 units of chips. That becomes your X1. The price of chips when you purchase them is rupees 10 per chips. Now my question is, how much have you spent on chips? You will tell me that, one chips was for rupees 10. I have purchased 5 units. So I have spent 50 rupees on chips. Now if I ask you, you have purchased X2 units of good 2. Each unit is for P2. How much have you spent on good 2? Similarly, X2 into P2. Just like you spent X1, that is how much you are purchasing, into P1. If I ask you what is the total money that you have spent till now, you will tell me I spent X1 P1 on good 1, X2 P2 on consuming X2 units of good 2. This is the total money that I have spent. Now, if I ask you, how much can you spend at max? You will tell me not more than my pocket money, not more than my income. Whatever my parents give me as my pocket money becomes my income, and I cannot spend more than my income. So therefore, whatever money you spend on good 1 plus good 2 has to be less than equal to the income of the consumer. It can be exactly equal to income, or I can save some amount and spend less than my income. That is the budget constraint. Let us generalize this budget constraint for n goods. Now, for n goods, the budget constraint becomes this. I spent P1 X1 on good 1, P2 X2 on good 2, and so on till Pn Xn on good n. But whatever I spend has to be less than or equal to the disposable income of the individual. Whatever income the individual has at disposal.